Hello my dears, and welcome to my channel. As always, I am very happy and grateful that you've chose to spend your time with me, and supporting my channel is really easy. Like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, or click on the notification bell of when you'd like to be notified of when a new video comes out. And I hope that you are all doing well, but if not, I do hope things will get better for you soon. But if you want to forget about things for just a little while, join me in meeting the Wayward Dark Tarot, and this is a 4th edition, and I obtained this through Kickstarter, but you can also get this on James's Etsy store, and I will link it in the description. But it was created by James Brothwell, and it retails for $50 through his Etsy store, and the box itself is 5 inches height, across is 3 1/4, and the width is 1 1/4, and the title is nowhere else except for on the front of the packaging. On the back, we have featuring fully illustrated cards that envision a beautiful chthonic underworld, and it's got some teaser cards, and 4th edition, designed in Portland, Oregon, made in China. And it's just a rigid box, nothing really fancy, and it has a little guidebook, and there's no ribbon, so you have to pour the cords out. And there is a PDF that you can get off of his website, and I will put the website link, and I'll tell you a little bit what's on the website, because it's a pretty cool website. I really like it. The cards themselves are regular size tarot cards, and the width of the deck is 3/4 of an inch, and reversals will not be revealed, and it is a linen cardstock. And with all of my tarot videos, I do a side-by-side comparison with a Rider-Waite deck. And if you're interested in the one that I'm using, it is the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, and it was produced by US Game Systems, and you can also get this through Amazon if you like, if you want to support Amazon. Alright, so this deck is not your normal tarot deck, and it has elements. The structure itself is the illustrations of the deck are archetypes and symbolism of Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot, mirrored and modified into a chthonic afterlife evoking the beautiful and the macabre. And the Thoth Tarot, little bit of background on that deck. It was published in 1944 by Aleister Crowley, and some consider him the godfather of occult. I don't know if you agree with that or not, but I kind of did a little bit of research to get a little background for the video. And he collaborated with Lady Frida Harris, and she did the illustrations on the deck. And the deck incorporates a number of esoteric symbols and associations with color, the tree of life, the planets, and zodiac signs from astrology, and the 4 elements of earth, air, fire, and water. And and so James has incorporated these themes into the tarot deck and has kind of meshed them together. And we'll go over the deck structure along with the video. And also with the I want to say pre-Rider-Waite decks, the strength and the justice card are switched, as Waite, when he started designing his own cards, introduced some innovations to the tarot. He switched the order of strength and justice cards so that strength would correspond with Leo and justice corresponded with Libra. And if you're interested, you can Google it, and you can just do a little history but I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. I just want to kind of give you guys Cliff Notes versions of what's going on with the deck. But if you want to do a little deeper dive, feel free. Look up Golden Dawn, weight, stuff, and those kind of keywords should give you something, hopefully. All right, so in the major arcana, there are some titles that are switched, and also on the cards themselves you will have the number and the title of the card, and then either astrology sign, or an element. Sorry, I'm trying to collect my thoughts. Element, astrology sign, or planet that represents the card. So you'll see as we go by. All right, so and Magus has replaced the Magician title. And Priestess is just the high, and replaces the High Priestess. Empress is the Empress. Emperor is shortened. The Hierophant. And don't worry if you're not into the astrology and the planets and those kind of elements. You can still use this deck. It's just something that the creator wanted to put into the deck. And if you're interested in learning more about astrology and the planets and the elements for it, this is a good deck. Do a little deeper into it. And I like all of James's decks. Okay, so I forgot to switch it out. Sorry. Okay, so like I said, in this deck, it's the Justice card is now 8, and instead of Justice, it's Adjustment, which I think sums it up pretty good. And Wheel of Fortune has just been shortened. And Lust has replaced Strength. Well, yeah, I can see it, because lust is a carnal desire, and with strength you need to overcome your inner animal. I guess you could say. Just one version of it. And the Hanged One has replaced the Hanged Man. And Art has replaced Temperance. And War has replaced Tower. And I can see the similarities of War and the Tower, because basically with War, things are destroyed. They're not the same again, and you have to rebuild. Just like with Tower moments, it's like things are, broken down, and you have to rebuild them again. So I can see the correlation there. And judgment has been replaced with eon. And the world has been replaced with the universe. Or universe. Alright, that is the major arcana. And so the minor arcana, or small cards, as James calls them, have been changed a little bit. Well, a little bit, yeah, moderately so. Okay, so with the minor or small cards, you'll have instead of the word cup, wands, swords, pentacles, you will have a symbol of the element. And on this side, you will have, like here you have the fire, which represents wands, if you're familiar with it. And then you have spirit as the other side. And as we know, aces are possibilities, they're beginnings, and spirit is just the beginning of something before it materializes. Okay, so here we have the number and then the element. Instead of 2 of wands, it's 2 of fire, however you want to put it. And then over here, you'll have the astrology sign and the planet that represents that card. So we'll look at the wands. I hope that makes sense. All right. And the aces, that's the only similarity for the titles. All of the other ones have been replaced with a title, a word, not a title, but a word that gives an essence, I guess you could call it, to what the traditional card, what you've seen before. So needless to say, I would not say this is a beginner's deck. Not to say that you can't learn from it. I would never tell you not to buy a deck, even a beginner who's just starting off tarot. If a deck appeals to you and you like it, just get it. You have all the time in the world to work on it. There's no time limit of when you need to know tarot. I mean, I've been doing tarot myself. I'm not a professional reader, but I've been dealing with tarot for years and years and years. And there's still times to where I look at my cards and go, what are you trying to tell me? So I have to honestly write it down and come back to it at the end of the day and go, oh. Or, if I ask about a certain event or something that's coming up, I do a spread. And I'm looking at it going, what? I write it down and then I come back to it if I'm not understanding it. And yeah. And then I'm like, oh, okay. I see what you were doing there. So don't be overwhelmed by the deck. If you like it, get it. If you don't like it, don't get it. Everybody has their own opinion about cards. Some like them and some don't. All right, so now we're into the court cards, and these have been changed. So the court cards represent the 4 letters of the name Yahweh, or YHWH. And it is a form of the Hebrew name of God used in the Bible. Okay, so the pages have been renamed princesses. Let me do this so you can get a better idea. I'll spread them out. Okay, so we have the princesses, princes, which are knights, queens, and then knights that represent kings. I don't know why he did knight for king, but I haven't been able to find the explanation for it. But so using the wands or element of fire, with each of these, they represent the name of Yahweh. And princesses represent the H, and also he interjects, I guess is the best word I can use, the tree of life, because these also represent a Sephiroth in the Kabbalah, or tree of life. If you're wanting to do more of a deeper understanding of the tree of life, you can also look that up and see what that's about. But the princesses in the court cards, all of them, they are the H letter, and they represent the 10th Sephiroth, Malakuth, which means kingdom. Then we have the princes, who represent the knights, and they represent the W letter. And the 6th Sephiroth, I'm going to butcher these names, and I apologize to your ears beforehand. Tifereth, which represents beauty. And then we have the queens, and they represent the H. And the 3rd Sephiroth, Binha, and she represents understanding. And then we have the knights, which represents the kings, and they represent the Y. And also the 2nd Sephiroth, Chorma, which represents wisdom. And how the court cards are identified is they have the element, and then each element that they represent. So you have the element of the suit, and then whatever element, like you have the wands, they represent earth, princes represent air, queens represent water, and kings or knights represent fire. And that is the breakdown of all of the court cards, so I don't have to do them again. I just wanted to give you how the court cards work. So we'll go through the court cards and show you the comparison with the tarot now. But that's pretty much it, the breakdown of the cards. So we will go through the flip through with the rest of the court cards so you can see the comparisons. Yeah, this deck is multi-layered. It's the best word I can say. Okay, so that is the wands. Okay, so next we have air. Okay. Oops. Next, we have the Earth or Pentacles. Okay, and lastly, we have the Cups or water. Okay, that is the deck itself. It's a pretty interesting deck. But every one of James's decks are individual decks. They're all different, and that's what I really like about them. Okay, so shuffling. Not bad at all. The cards themselves are very flexible. I wish they were a little bit thicker though, but they are very flexy-bendy. So if you can shuffle the regular cards, you should have no issue whatsoever in shuffling these. All right, so let's look at the guidebook. It is a very Cliff Notes version is the best way that I can put it. And you have the introduction, where he goes on to explain about the background of the deck, and some of the things I took from here that I told you about, and explains the background of the deck, and certain things about it. And you've got your elements and stuff there too, and then goes on to describe that he used Crowley's Book of Thoth, and he hopes that it's similar but still individual, and I think he succeeded. And then we go into the meanings. So we have the major arcana, and in the booklet he's added the Hebrew letter in I can't even think what that's called, but you get the number, the title, the whatever planet element that is associated with it, and then the Hebrew letter, and then you get a quote, and then well-defined terms and ill-defined terms. And it's the same. It's a very short guidebook. Then we have the court cards, and starts off with the court cards. He puts them all in the section. A lot of guidebooks will do starting off with aces, whatever the suit is, but he's done it a little bit different. This is a kind of a different deck, so I'm not really surprised at that. And then he goes on to the small cards, as he calls them, or the minors, and they just represent insects, objects, and other minor creatures in the Wayward Dark. And we have the ace, and then whatever element, planetary, whatever it is, like two of fire, Dominion, Mars, and Aries. And then you have your well-defined terms and your ill-defined terms, and that's pretty much it. There's not much to it. And then gives you a little bit of advice on practicing readings, and one-day draws to get you acclimated into getting familiar with the deck, which is not a bad thing. And then we've got the socials. Okay, so like I said in the beginning, I printed out the PDF guidebook. Okay, I wanted to talk about his website for a minute. And if you go to his website, Pixel Occult, he has all the decks that are out. He has them. You click on the title of it, and it has the tab at the top of the page. It says cards, and this is where you can go for an online guidebook. It'll have a picture of the card. You click on it, and it will give you this version. It won't give you the more detailed, like in the PDF. But still, if you don't have your book with you, you can still use the online thing, which is nice. You can travel with it and use it. And then we have the other tab, which is readings, and this one you are able to click on the deck and a card will come up. You just like think about whatever question you have, and then you can kind of see it in action. Then the next one is book, and that one is where you will get this free PDF guidebook. And then purchase tab will take you directly to the Etsy site where you can purchase any one of his decks that he has available. So with this, like I said, this is more expanded, and he goes into explaining the background of the deck and the elements that are used, and how the knights represent fire, queen water, prince air, and princesses earth. And performing a tarot reading gives you different spreads that you can use, and then you can use the elements, and if you want to, it's totally up to you if you want to just ignore the elementals and the astrology and all that stuff, but basically goes in what elemental combinations work well together. And then we go into the major arcana, and a little bit more than just what was in the smaller guidebook. Basically gives you more meaning to it. So like I said, it's a little bit more expanded, and it gives you more. So I like it. I have printed out all of them, but yeah, it's just basically an expanded guidebook. And then he has some closing remarks and a list of his socials and stuff, and a little quote from Neil Gaiman. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to use the printed PDF to do the meaning, so you can get a little bit more idea. Okay, so shuffling. Shuffle how you want to. There's no right or wrong way. You can do the overhand. You can do the not overhand, rifle. What am I talking about? Overhand. We'll do the overhand. And please be gentle to your cards. I see so many videos. I know you guys aren't. I hope you guys aren't too mean on your cards. I've seen so many of those videos where I cringe because I can hear the poor cards screaming, going, ah! Or you can do the fan. Now this deck would be good for a fan. It's very smooth. Very smooth. Or you can turn them around, just like spread them all. Or you can cut it. It's all about how you can shuffle. You can shuffle cards even if you have a broken hand. You don't have to, be limited. Don't take a break if you don't want to. All right. So let's see what card wants to pop up and give us a message. Oh, the Prince of Earth. Okay, let's see. So that would be Pentacles. So we go to the Court. So Earth. Prince of Earth. Okay. If you trust in yourself and believe in your dreams and follow your star, you still get beaten by people who spent their time working hard and learning things and weren't so lazy. Terry Pratchett. Well-defined themes: hardworking, focused, building, responsibility, practicality, goal-oriented, competence, reliability, and ill-defined themes: reversals, stubbornness, emotional, distant, insensitive, boring, dull, out of touch. The Prince of Earth is the airy part of Earth. His head is that of a bulking, linking him to Taurus and representing his down-to-earth practicality. He carries a large orb within which are geometrical symbols, together symbolizing his planning and dominion over agriculture. In his other hand is an orb sector with a cross atop it, a symbol of the great work accomplished. His pose is considerative of the geometrical orb, showing his tendencies to contemplate and plan. Behind him are the fruits of his labor, representing abundance and growth from his careful planning and tending. The Prince of Earth is a careful and deliberate worker who measures twice and cuts once. He's enduring and capable and competent. He is adaptive and plans well. He may come across as dull, boring, or emotionless, but his character is that of a careful and thoughtful planner whose slow and steady works brings beauty and sustenance. Oh, that's very, very nice. I like it. But that is pretty much all I have for this unique deck. Let me know what you think about it. If you put it on your wish list or if you went and got it after seeing my video, let me know. Yeah, if you guys could, like, if you go and get a deck from somewhere, could you like say, hey, I saw it on this channel? It'd be so nice to be promoted. I mean, I'm not sponsored. I don't get anything free. I'm just doing this for the love of divination. I love this medium. But anyway, let me know if you guys have any thoughts about the deck. Otherwise, once again, thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I hope that you will join me with another video. But until next time, take care and goodbye, my dears.